Those were basically my thoughts on the whole Game Awards. I thought it was a good show. I had fun. A few more remarks. What I was missing, there was no Starfield, which is slightly concerning. And there was actually a tweet. I don't know if you guys saw that. Because apparently Xbox knew that everyone was going to miss it, and they're going to be like, hold on. Xbox has addressed its low-key participation in the Game Awards. Keep in mind, Phil Spencer was sitting in the audience, right? They introduced him in the beginning. Telling fans, don't worry, you will not have to wait too long for what's next from us. It's like, dude, this game is supposed to come out next year. We haven't seen much. And to be honest with you, the stuff that we have seen feels very much like a little tech demo that they put together. Not actual gameplay, not they're like, oh, look, 2/3 of the games are done. Show them this section that's particularly finished. It felt very much like they're taking a certain part of the game, setting up a certain environment, and then they finish that environment mostly for the sake of this presentation. That's how it felt. Some people said quite rightly, like I've seen people, because of this, because Starfield wasn't there, like saying on Twitter, on YouTube and so on, being like, should we be concerned in regards to the game being maybe delayed again, the game not releasing in a playable state where it is released, but it is basically like an unfinished mess. I already made a video about it, like looking at the gameplay that we got and kind of speculating what I feel about it. Obviously, I don't know, haven't played it, nobody has. Look, I think they're gonna have their own event. Maybe the only reason really is that they thought, well, you know, we don't want to be overshadowed from all these great announcements at the Game Awards. Everyone's gonna forget about it. So we do our own event in January or something, because they say you don't have to wait too long. And then we're gonna show it just so we have like the full spotlight and everyone talks about Starfield. And it's gonna be a great reveal. Maybe it's that. But to me, it feels like that's not it. And here we have someone saying as well, so far the Series X has been a letdown. I really hope they actually show/release something in 2023. And I replied to that as well, like, keep in mind, the whole generation before that, the Xbox One was already a big letdown in terms of games, right? This has been going down, it's going back like a full generation of consoles, where Microsoft has this problem of not having really good, high-end finished exclusive games. I don't think you can make the point in 2022 that Xbox has no games. They do have games. They have thousands of games. But they don't have the Spiderman. They don't have the Last of Us. They don't have the Uncharted. They don't have the God of War. They're lacking these high-end, super finished, premium AAA monster games that just create hype beyond recognition. And they hope that Starfield will be that. And I think a lot of Xbox fans are waiting. You know, people are like excited and they're like, this is going to be a big thing for Xbox, you know, but them not being at the Games Award, they could have shown something. They could have shared like a little 30-second teaser trailer, a bit more gameplay, something that gets people mouth-watering, and then say by the end of it like, more in January or something like this. And everyone would have lost their mind, right? People would have talked about Starfield. They didn't do it. Xbox has mastered the waiting game. The it's almost here has came and went. Where are the games? Where are the games, Xbox? And I, to be honest, I do agree with that. Again, it goes back to the Xbox One. Where are the games? And again, you can say, well, they've got 20,000 games, right? There are all these graphics where they're like, oh my God, look, Xbox has so many games. It's like, yeah, they do, but it's Halo, where the last one was kind of a letdown. Halo Infinite, not a bad game, but a bit of a letdown, I think, for many Halo fans. Then there's Forza, the Gears series, and it already kind of gets thin. You just always get these graphics that put loads of little covers next to each other, so it looks like there's a lot there, but if you look at the covers one by one, they're games, and they're fun. I'm not saying they're awful games, but it's not God of War, you know, it's not that one game, or the Spiderman Miles Morales game, or something where you just can taste the hype, you know, you're on Twitter, you're on Reddit, you're like, oh my God. The word wait immediately induces violent convulsions after having gone through the entire Xbox One gen hearing it. Exactly. Like, they just can't do this anymore. They just can't say, soon you find out more. Look, if Starfield comes out and it is a masterpiece on the magnitude of Skyrim, I will take it all back and I will say I was wrong. It's a masterpiece, you know, and who knows what they're going to announce in 2023. Maybe there are plenty of games in the Xbox pipeline that we just don't know about, that are on the scale of the games I talked about earlier. But as I said in my video, my feeling is something else. My feeling is that it's going to release, and again, this is just speculating, okay? But it's going to release Starfield in a technical disastrous state. It's not going to come out and be like nicely finished and polished. It's Bethesda, and it's the creation engine. And it's a game that tries to make a space game using the creation engine with 1,000 planets, as Todd Howard promised. There's a small marginal chance of this game coming out in a good technical state, but I think the realistic option is it's not. It's not going to be that. I hope they release it good and finished and that it's going to blow everyone away, but I'm a bit worried, okay? We have heard this every year for almost 5 years now. Phil Spencer is far better when it comes to interaction with podcasters, YouTube influencers, or simply attending the Game Awards. But at least under Jim Ryan, people received award-winning games. Jim Ryan is doing his job, provide the games great for the PlayStation players. I don't disagree. At least PlayStation does get these games, okay? It does get all these games. I think Phil was there low-key to scope out, see what the buzz is, dev talk. However, I think last night was the final straw. A lot of people here are fed up with Xbox wait till next year attitude. Actual nightmare year for Xbox. Regret selling my PS5. I can't lie. Xbox dropped the freaking ball and their freaking bullshit of not properly marketing their games is getting freaking old. How the frick do we not have a release dates for Redfall, Starfield, and Forza if they're coming out in under 6 months? Xbox need to figure their freaking shot out. Their marketing has been bad for a while now. They went from over-marketing and doing super premature announcements to radio silence. LOL. Must have really jumped the gun on timelines. Next year will be Xbox's best year. That last comment, though. Nice one. Yeah, people are getting pissed, man. I assume this must be on the Xbox subreddit, right? Let me see. I think on the top it said it. Oh, yeah, r/Xbox Series X. Okay, so it's in the Xbox Series X subreddit, which is normally a place where people praise the system, right? They're hardcore fans. That's where the hardcore fans hang out. And here they are shredding it to pieces, right? People are getting really, really impatient with this. This is a copy and paste Xbox PR release for the last 2 years. I say this is a frustrated Xbox owner, not a smug PS person. Year 2000 XX is going to be great is basically Aaron Greenberg's standard response. 2022 is going to be a great year. Cannot wait to experience it with you, 2022. We have a lot planned to show and share about the incredibly exciting year ahead of us, year 2023. Appreciate folks are eager to learn and see more. Timing is always key, but do not worry. You will not have to wait too long. It does get boring. Like, even I'm not an Xbox person or whatever, but even I can see it, right? As you look through it, it's so obvious. As an Xbox player, we are eating. We're eating 2023. It's gonna be the greatest meal we had in years, boys. 3 years with the console. One generation went out, another came in, and now I'm waiting until today. Man, look at these replies. People are upset, right? People are angry. Wasn't it reported not long ago that Xbox is skeptical about revealing their exclusives at the Game Awards, as it would hurt their case in favor of the Activision Blizzard deal? Or am I just imagining things? Fair. That's an interesting point he's making there, right? Because we've seen this as well, and I also made a video about this on my channel, that currently Xbox is trying to marginalize their portfolio, right? They're like, we're not that big. We don't have that many games and brands and studios. Because they want the Activision deal to go through. And PlayStation, on the other side, they're doing the exact opposite, right? They're like, no, man, like Battlefield really sucks. You know, they took shots at EA for that, which is ridiculous. They literally tried to take shots at EA saying that, at DICE, you know, saying that Battlefield really sucked. It's not a good game. It can't compete with Call of Duty, in order to make a point of saying, well, Microsoft should not be allowed to own Call of Duty specifically because it's such a giant and it would literally put them in a position of almost complete power over the industry. So maybe there's something to what Sagir says here, that they didn't want to go there to kind of show off with all their titles. But I don't know. Is it really that? I don't know, man. It just feels like at this point it's been going on for such a long generation. And the other guy said quite right. Like, they used to promise too much. They were always like, this is coming and this is coming. And then some games get canceled. Some games never make it. Some games underwhelm. So maybe they're just like doing 100 degrees, right? They're like, no, instead of just promising now and then under delivering, we just don't promise at all until it's like 4 months away. And we're like, it comes out in 4 months. And then we just create a short but intense hype wave or something. I don't know. It feels to me like Xbox is not in a great place still. They have all these studios. They have incredible manpower of making remarkable games, but they struggle to make that huge step towards a Last of Us, towards a God of War, towards a game like that on that level. You know, the Spiderman games and all that. It's weird. So glad I made the switch to PC. I mean, Sony has made 7 big hits since 2020. Xbox has made 2. And one of them is extremely problematic. I guess you can guess which one I'm talking about. I can't believe Xbox didn't show off their most played game at the Game Awards. Sure, most of us don't really enjoy playing it all that much, but we can't stop playing. The waiting game. A nice one. That gets a like. Still looking forward to seeing what's next, though. Yeah, sure. No, I want to see what's next as well. And to be honest, I'm not here to bash on Xbox and say, oh, Xbox sucks so bad. That's not the point. But fans are out there, man. You know, fans bought the systems. Fans trusted Phil Spencer. They trusted the Series X and S. And now it is that. More waiting. Tomorrow is always a day away. You know, it's always, oh, tomorrow the game comes. Tomorrow we're going to announce so many good games. Tomorrow. So people are upset, and understandably rightly so. We didn't see Starfield at the Game Awards, and it's a bit of a disappointment, so I don't know. Maybe in January, like I said. Maybe they're going to announce it in January.